On the heels of the primary election, Republican Dave Reichert is now focused on closing in on Democrat Bob Ferguson to become Washington's first Republican leader in a decade. Both candidates share their messages to voters coming up.
It was another day of 90-degree heat in Spokane, but there are a lot more 80s starting to show up over the next week. I'll let you know if it's a cooling trend that will last in the First Alert forecast.
And changes are coming to school bus routes in Coeur d'Alene ahead of the start of this new school year. We'll show you which schools will be impacted. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
And then there were two. Republican Dave Reichert and Democrat Bob Ferguson will face off in the race to be Washington's next governor. Thanks for joining us tonight on 4 News Now. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Even though the votes have not been finalized, both candidates have over 70% of the overall votes.
I did not have on my bingo card the result that we saw last night. That just wasn't.
And that's Bob Ferguson today speaking with us about his reaction to those election results. Last night was also a celebration for Republican candidate Dave Reichert. Our Hunter Bertram spoke with both candidates this afternoon about their strategies going forward into November.
Yeah, good evening, Kirsten and Derek. The race for governor has narrowed significantly from nearly 30 candidates to just 2, Reichert and Ferguson. Both candidates are hoping to build off this momentum in the months leading up to the general election.
So my message tonight is never give up. Never give up hope, never give up faith.
Dave Reichert on Tuesday night speaking to his supporters after his primary win, telling me Wednesday he's staying motivated by his family.
I have 3 children, 6 grandchildren, 5 great-grandchildren, and I'm working for them to make this a better state to live in.
I'm the real Bob Ferguson. Thanks to you, our grassroots coalition just won the Democratic primary to be the next governor of Washington State.
Both candidates face a challenging race ahead. One main hurdle, addressing voter turnout.
I'll have to be honest with you, a little disappointed that so few people turned out to vote. We should exercise our right to vote. People have given their lives.
On Wednesday, Democrat candidate Bob Ferguson spoke to the media on Zoom, explaining policy he's focused on.
Overwhelming majority of Washingtonians care about the reproductive freedom. They care about marriage equality. They care about all the issues we're talking about today. And going to all 39 counties, an issue I heard about a lot was affordable housing.
Reichert aims for history. If elected, it'll be the first time in 40 years that Washington would see a Republican governor.
I think we'll be able to set an example for what a servant-based government can look like, an honest government that's focused on serving the people of Washington State.
And ahead after this primary, both candidates are fully aware they need to keep earning votes across the state. Both telling me today now is the most challenging leg of this race to the governor's seat. In studio tonight, I'm Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
Well, almost a dozen candidates were hoping to be Eastern Washington's first new representative in Congress in almost 20 years, replacing Kathy McMorris Rodgers. The race has been narrowed down to Republican Michael Baumgartner and Democrat Carmela Conroy, the 2 clear frontrunners in votes. The latest results put Baumgartner at just over 28% and Conroy at more than 19%. More than 100 state legislature seats are up for grabs, including a state rep for Spokane. The top 3 candidates, Tony Keepy, Ben Stuckert, and Natasha Hill, separated by fewer than 500 votes right now. And in Spokane County, the race for commissioner of District 5 is also neck and neck between the 4-term incumbent Al French and challenger Molly Marshall, who owns a slight lead.
The levies across Spokane County appear to be passing, including 3 to fund fire districts on the north side and around Newman Lake. Cheney's Proposition 1 and EMS levy receiving a huge amount of support, with 77% of voters saying yes. In Airway Heights, it's a close race for a levy to fund the hiring of more police officers and replacing old patrol cars. There's only about a 30% difference right now in favor of it passing.
And the results are updating for plenty of other regional races as well.
You can find that full list on our homepage. Click on the banner on KXLY.com.
All right, as of this afternoon, the Spokane County Elections Office has processed over 144,000 ballots, so they're currently looking at about a 39% turnout. Marissa Rio is live from the Elections Office now, and Marissa, you got a behind-the-scenes look at what that ballot processing looks like.
That's right, Derek, and I'm honestly amazed by this system and how secure it is. When I was in the ballot processing room today, I couldn't be left alone. There was always someone there escorting me around, and there are so many stages and people in this process making sure that our ballots are processed securely and correctly. There are even election observers watching over every stage of the process, ensuring the integrity of this system.
My confidence has only gone up, having watched in detail how they do it.
There has been a growing distrust in our voting system, especially over the past few years. This here is Priscilla Ice. She's a Democratic election observer who has volunteered the past few elections.
I have really enjoyed seeing all the stages that they go through to do the counts, to double check themselves, to make sure they don't lose a ballot along the way. They count and double count and recount, and a third person checks it again.
The system is complex. From signature verifying to sorting to processing the votes. And there are election observers watching over every stage.
Look for deviations. I mean, everybody that actually works there are human, but I see them have all their checks and balances in place and see that the process is running smoothly through all the various stations.
The doors to the ballot processing room are locked, and election observers are never left alone. And outside of the ballot processing room, election observers even monitor officials when they pick up the ballots.
And I watched them, take them out of the ballot box after 8 o'clock, the seals they put on the bags, and all of that. And so I'm pretty secure, fairly comfortable how it gets from there, from where we put them in the ballot box to where it gets here and how it goes through.
Robert Whiffen says election observers do sometimes raise concerns. Their questions usually revolve around why a ballot was challenged. Now, all three of the election observers said their questions are always answered, and all three have also observed several elections, and they all three have told me that they have never seen any concerning behavior. Live in Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
All right, let's send it over to Chris Crocker now with a look at that First Alert forecast.
Well, it is a beautiful evening right now in Spokane. Here is a live look over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena, the Spokane County Courthouse, and the elections office is right in here somewhere. Meanwhile, in Coeur d'Alene, the skies are absolutely bright blue. This is over the Veterans Memorial. No, that is the Sandpoint Byway. I take it back. They are bright blue as well. I thought I had Coeur d'Alene dialed up there, but I will tell you, I just checked that camera and it is beautiful. 91 degrees was our high temperature today. 86 is our average high, and that was the 27th time we've made it to 90 degrees or higher so far this summer. We are running above average, but would need to hit 90 or higher 15 more times to be in record territory, at least 7 more times to make it into the top 5. Our temperatures right now are still in the 80s and 90s in many locations. Cooler around Bonners Ferry and Sandpoint, where we've had a few more clouds and even some sprinkles in Boundary County. Right now around the Spokane area, it's 88 in Meade, as well as Spokane Valley, 90 degrees in 9 Mile, and 86 in Spangle. We're cooling down quickly with those clear skies, earlier sunset time. Winds out of the northeast this evening. Will be a little bit of a breeze, and those winds are going to be picking up even more tomorrow. I'll let you know what to expect in just a few minutes, Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Well, a family is safe after the roof of their home caught fire near Pasadena Park. Spokane Valley Fire and Fire District 9 were called to a house on Sandalwood Lane, right in a neighborhood west of Argonne. A neighbor actually called for help when they noticed flames shooting from the back part of the roof. These pictures really scary. Everyone who lives there did get out safely. Firefighters were able to put the fire out before it got any larger. The cause is under investigation.
As we continue to grapple with a blood donation shortage, a blood drive is being held in Kootenai County. Vitalant is hosting the Kootenai County Fire Department's Battle of the Badges blood drive. It's tomorrow from 11 to 2:45 at the Fire and Rescue Campus on Celtice Way. All donors will get a free t-shirt. Now, earlier this week, we told you about a crucial blood shortage that can delay life-saving treatment. You can find that story and how it could impact you on our website, KXLY.com. Well, believe it or not, it's almost time for kids to return to the classroom.
But it's not too late for one last summer vacation. We'll show you some tips to maximize your savings on a last-minute trip and which destinations you should avoid at all costs.
And Taylor Swift's International Eras Tour is safe thanks to a terrorism plot foiled by law enforcement. We'll explain how suspected ISIS extremists intended to cause mayhem and destruction.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
Save your greed!
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
At Numerica, you'll find money answers for outdoor concert lovers. Get money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
I think this is my favorite. Okay. What do you think of this one?
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,500 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Life is an opportunity to grow, to feel, to excel. Life moves at its own pace, daring you to keep up. Life pushes you to be better and to go farther. Life has you here. We're just here to help.
At Fred's, not only do we guarantee the best prices, we prove it. Our live price card keeps things transparent, showing you real-time prices. No gimmicks, just the best prices on in-stock, get-it-today inventory. And when it comes to beating the big box stores, our prices aren't just competitive, they're unbeatable. Check out how we stack up. Whether it's this amazing new fridge or this energy-efficient dishwasher, Fred's prices are always the best. At Fred's, we sell appliances, only appliances.
So what do you think about these?
We're going to take everything. From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,500 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Bouncy house horror. It happened again.
There were kids in the bouncy house and the wind took it and blew it away.
Next, it's an edition. A 5-year-old little boy dead after a bouncy house was blown into the air by a gust of wind. How to keep your kids safe. Then, the new Dance Moms. Is the new coach as tough as the old one?
Get it together or we're not doing it. Hey, you're done.
Next, Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Well, 2 men are now facing charges related to a shooting over the weekend. Spokane police say they found a woman shot in the leg on 7th Avenue at around 3 o'clock Sunday morning. She was taken to a hospital and is now recovering. Officers believe she was shot inside her house from the outside. They later arrested Jonathan Taquaya and Jacob Milne. Police believe the gun used in the shooting was stolen. And a man accused in a multi-million-dollar tax fraud scheme has pleaded guilty. William Mize pleaded guilty to staging vehicle and boat crashes as well as home accidents to collect insurance claims. Prosecutors say he took in more than $6 million over a period of 5 years. U.S. Marshals picked Mize up last November in Florida while he was on the lam and using fake identities to avoid capture. He'll be sentenced in November.
Kootenai County is now using a new ordinance to try to make it easier for you to pass on land to your family members. In effect as of August 1st, the Family Division Ordinance is supposed to alleviate the need for a costly lawyer to get involved. You can save thousands by gifting or selling your land to your spouse, parent, child, sibling, grandparent, or grandchild. Other regulations like complying with fire and water districts are still in effect. That land must be unplatted, meaning it hasn't gone through the county's formal subdivision process, and the land can only be a max of 10 acres. For more information, visit our website, KXLY.com.
Nearly 2 years in the making, the University of Idaho is poised to unveil its Healing Garden, dedicated to the memory of students who have passed away while enrolled. The Vandal Healing Garden's memorial dedication will be held on August 21st. The idea came about as a way to memorialize Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, Kaylee Consalvis, and Madison Mogan, who were killed in an off-campus home near U of I in November of 2022. The memorial, was designed by students and funded through donations and in-kind support. You can find that garden on McLean Field.
It's almost time to head back to school, but there's still time to squeeze in one last summer vacation without breaking the bank. Michelle Franzen shows us the last-minute deals you could land and what destinations to stay away from.
Airlines are back up and running after many American summer trips were disrupted by the CrowdStrike outage that grounded planes around the world.
We're out of the woods with CrowdStrike. We are headed into a season where we typically see more disruption due to those big summer storms.
If you're looking to sneak in a getaway before the summer's out, take into account the potential for severe weather in places like the Caribbean and Florida.
But it's hard to predict. If you see a great price, make sure you tack on a flexibility or a cancel for any reason option or even a disruption assistance program so that if you do face one of those unexpected tropical storms or hurricanes, you have the option to change your trip, get a refund for your trip, or get a different flight home if yours gets canceled.
Experts say there are deals to be had for last-minute summer travel.
We're still seeing airfare under $100 round trip from U.S. cities to Charleston, Denver, Orlando, and on international routes. Airfare to Europe, for example, is under $550 per round trip ticket for destinations like Copenhagen, Dublin, and Barcelona.
But don't wait any longer to book your airfare.
Typically, if you're booking a last-minute trip, the last 2 weeks before departure is when prices will skyrocket. This is because airlines know that if you're booking that last minute, you probably aren't very flexible and they can charge a higher price for that seat. And because many of those flights may be sold out.
Flexibility to fly midweek could save you a chunk of change.
Take Europe, for example. If you can travel midweek, say depart on a Tuesday or Wednesday, return the following Monday or Tuesday, you can save as much as $430 per round trip ticket. Those Thursday or Friday to Sunday trips will be very expensive, but if you can sneak some of those weekdays in, that's where the best prices are.
Michelle Franzen, ABC News, New York.
That's pretty good staycation weather in the 7-day forecast, however, and take a look at this view from Coeur d'Alene over the Veterans Memorial Bridge on I-90. Bright blue skies, temperatures in the 80s. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Cal Superstore in Airway Heights.
Whether you're hauling your boat to the lake or a team full of soccer players,
Perfection Tire carries a full line of Cooper tires with advanced safety features, warranties, and competitive pricing.
Nobody beats perfection.
We've been receiving a lot of calls here at Holiday regarding the smoky air. Here are a few tips. First, replace your filter and run your fan constantly. This is your first line of defense and very inexpensive. This will clean your air by trapping smoke particles at your filter. Second, we do have air purifiers that can be installed directly into your system. Third, it is safe to run your air conditioner. Just make sure your fresh air intake is closed. We're here to help. Call us anytime.
Did you know that Spokane Hyperbaric Center uses oxygen to reduce pain, inflammation, and swelling?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that hyperbaric oxygen therapy promotes new blood vessel growth, fights infection, and releases more stem cells from your bone marrow?
I didn't know that.
Would you like to know if Spokane Hyperbaric Center is the right choice for you? Go to hyperbarichope.com to find out.
Spokane Hyperbaric Center gave us hope. And now you know.
Elevate your summer with cashback checking and savings accounts from Canopy Credit Union with an incredible 6.17 annual percentage yield on your first $25,000 in your checking account and a generous 4.07 annual percentage yield on your first $50,000 in your savings. You can potentially earn over $3,500 a year. Level up your finances this summer. Canopy Credit Union. Here, you grow. Limits and conditions apply.
Can you do this? As early as your 40s, you may lose muscle and strength. Protein supports muscle health. Ensure Max Protein has a 30-gram blend of high-quality protein to feed muscles for up to 7 hours. So take the challenge. Ensure nutrition for strength and energy.
Whether you're going on a long trip or just your daily commute.
Perfection Tires certified techs are your trusted resource for efficient, cost-effective repairs and routine maintenance.
Nobody beats perfection.
4 things to know about your weather. We have some really pretty warm summer weather. Not too hot, but plenty warm. It is going to be breezy at times, certainly a concern for our firefighters, but there's a good aspect to those winds, which we'll tell you about later. Possibility of some mountain thunderstorms over the next several days and into the weekend, particularly over the Cascades. Air quality in the good to moderate range. Again, we'll be talking more about that in just a moment. Hour by hour in your Thursday forecast, we'll be in and out of the clouds, but more sun than clouds tomorrow. 62 degrees at 7 o'clock. And you'll notice the winds out of the northeast, 10 miles per hour sustained through mid-morning. They're going to pick up a little bit as we get into the afternoon. East-northeast winds at 13 miles per hour. We'll be in the 80s by 1 o'clock with partly cloudy skies in the afternoon. We'll keep our high temperature at 88. Couple of degrees above average. Our average high now 86. It's dropped a good degree. We are past what is climatologically the hottest time of the year. Closer look at our winds throughout the day. We will see them picking up again mid-morning. Gusts in the 20 to 25 mile per hour range. Certainly not something we want to see on the fire lines, and any new fire starts will be struggling with those wind gusts. We'll also see breezy conditions on Friday, but maybe just a little bit calmer, gusts in the 20 mile per hour range. Certainly if you're out on the pickleball court or the golf course, that little bit of a breeze is going to feel good because it is still warm, even though nothing compared to what we have been through in the month of July. 88, as I mentioned, tomorrow, and this white line is our average high, which is starting to go down now. 90 degrees, we'll be back in the 90s Saturday and Sunday, and then a little bit of a slip below average once we're into Tuesday and Wednesday, but really throughout the 7-day forecast will be seasonable, about what you would expect this time of year in the inland Northwest. Our morning lows across the region will be in the 50s and 60 in both Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. High temperatures tomorrow in the 90s through the Columbia Basin, and that's where we're going to see some of our stronger wind gusts all the way into the west plains of the Spokane area. 88 in Spokane, 86 degrees in Coeur d'Alene. We'll be cooler in North Idaho, lower 80s in Sandpoint, and 84 in Bonners Ferry with partly cloudy conditions. 89 tomorrow in Moscow and Pullman. Your planning forecast, breezy for the next couple of days. 90 with sunshine Saturday and Sunday. I did take the 20% chance of showers I had on Saturday out of the forecast. I think any precipitation that we see will be over the mountains, as I mentioned, just a weak disturbance passing through. And there's those 80s next week, 83 Tuesday and Wednesday. But what I really like to see is overnight lows down in the mid 50s. What some great sleeping weather we may have up ahead. I'll be back in the next half hour with some fantastic Wildlife Wednesday photos.
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, a shift in winds could help clear our hazy skies.
But will it lead to more smoke from a different place? Meteorologist Matt Gray is tracking your air quality tonight.
In this time of year, that is a very valid question, Kirsten. For the first time in a little while, we're going to see winds shift out of the northeast. It's happening in North Idaho already. And when we look at just our local area, it's a great opportunity to improve our air quality. You see the biggest fires in our region, they're either south of Spokane or they're closer to the Cascades. And so a wind from that direction, yeah, that is some great news for us. So over the next 24 hours, we're going to see the winds begin to affect where the smoke from these fires is going. So instead of traveling over here, those Cascades fires, they're going to take a trip west across the mountains. And this applies to, you can see at the top of your screen, some fires in Canada as well that we have to monitor. That Calcite Creek fire right along the international border. It has been producing a ton of smoke over the last week. And finally, some of that is going to be headed away from some of our northern counties that have been dealing with it. However, A northeast wind opens us up to wildfire smoke coming from other parts of Canada. Now, this is something we're very familiar with. We've seen it plenty of summers before. But funny enough, despite it being a pretty active fire season with our northern neighbors, there just happened to be no fires in the Canada Rockies that would pose an immediate threat for smoke based on the wind direction over the next couple of days. The bulk of the fires in Canada right now, well, they're much further north, way in the Northern Territories or in Saskatchewan. Now, that Saskatchewan smoke, it could get here in a few days, but that's not going to be the case this time because of how things are going to evolve in the forecast, developing high pressure over the plains. Eventually, you've got northerly winds going up the Rocky Mountains. That will start tomorrow night, and so any smoke that's trying to get its way down here will start getting pushed away from us from those Saskatchewan fires. Now, winds are going to be staying out of the northeast into Saturday, but as you can see behind me, by Sunday, we'll start to see that wind direction flip again, and we'll be on the lookout for some of that haze to return.
All right, Matt, thank you. Well, 3 Taylor Swift concerts have been canceled in Austria because of a terror plot. Law enforcement in Vienna say the plan included other major events in the area. They believe the main suspect is a 19-year-old man who pledged allegiance to ISIS. Detectives are now working to figure out whether chemicals they found would have been used to build bombs. Swift was supposed to start this leg of her International Eras tour tomorrow in Vienna, but had to cancel the 3 concerts in Austria.
Well, one of Spokane's addiction treatment facilities is moving.
We'll explain where and why the move could mean more treatment for users and fewer people on Spokane streets.
And it's time to start planning your back-to-school budget. We'll show you an event in the making right now thanks to an army of volunteers that could help you save a ton on school supplies. Don't go away.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino brings you Ying Yang Twins, Petey Pablo, Paul Wall, and Bubba Sparks to Spokane Live. Saturday, August 31st. Tickets are available online now at SpokaneTribeCasino.com.
This summer, don't sweat it. Bill's Heating and AC has you covered with the best prices on air conditioners and heat pumps. Guaranteed. With over 3,000 5-star reviews, we're the locally owned company you can trust. Our expert technicians provide fast, reliable service to ensure your home stays comfortable all season long. And should you ever have an issue, we're open 7 days a week to provide immediate help. So what are you waiting for? Call Bill's Heating and AC for your free quote today.
Moving day never goes smoothly, does it? Let's just settle this little mishap.
Who do we always see on the billboards again?
It's the One Call That's All guys.
You deserve to be compensated fairly for everything you've had to go through.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
I've always been drawn to artists like this.
Yeah, me too. This used to be one of my favorites when I was younger.
You're me.
Yeah, after you quit the firm and follow your passion.
Where do you find the time?
After work, studying with others who are looking for more.
Continue your education online or in person. Now accepting applications. Face your future with Whitworth University. Adult education programs.
Respect, protect, pay essential grocery store workers.
Because my coworkers and I stood united with our union, UFCW 3000.
We just negotiated a record-setting contract for the essential grocery store workers at Albertsons, Fred Meyer, and Safeway.
We were able to secure funding for workforce development and training and pension contribution increases.
If you'd like a strong union at your workplace, contact us here.
Grab your sunscreen and get ready to dive into Free Swim Fridays. Every Friday in July and August at Spokane Valley Pools, families swim free thanks to America Credit Union and Spokane Parks Foundation.
Some of the best summer memories are made by the pool. Numeric is excited for families to soak up the sun without worrying about the cost.
Every Friday at all 3 Spokane Valley Pool locations, kids and adults swim for free during open swim sessions. We'll see you there.
4 News Now is brought to you by Post Falls Volkswagen.
Welcome back. The city of Spokane continues its efforts to reduce homelessness and get people the resources they need.
This includes moving services off the Division Corridor. Our Alexandra Cohenyard spoke with one of the impacted providers and has more on how they're reacting.
One of the initiatives being implemented is taking the Compassion Addiction Treatment Center right down the street out of the Division corridor. It tells me that this new change is something they've been hoping for a while, and that they're looking forward to how it might improve the services they provide. Mayor Lisa Brown says her administration is starting to see benefits from the steps they have taken to address homelessness and housing issues in Spokane. These include plans to shift to a new shelter system and moving services off the Division corridor.
We're grateful for the opportunity to be in a space that allows us to increase our impact. We're doing good work.
Compassion Addiction Treatment provides holistic care and recovery services for those experiencing homelessness. The new move is exciting, but also comes with change in the approach to how the organization provides its services.
We have some concern about how service delivery will be provided to the people in need, but at the same time, we need to provide a supportive healing space for the people in our programs and for our team.
The city hopes CAT's new location will provide meaningful support. CAT's main focus is removing barriers and prioritizing making their service available for everyone. The hope is that this move will help them do this not only more, but also in a better way.
People we serve often have a lot of untreated trauma, and we'll be able to better provide a holistic supportive space that supports that healing journey that they're on.
Reporting in downtown, Alexandra Konyarts, 4 News Now.
Well, Spokane Valley medical equipment business owners agreed to pay $250,000 over a Medicare kickback scheme. According to the Washington Eastern District Attorney's Office, Justin Leland billed Medicare over $100,000 for durable medical equipment. We're talking oxygen tanks, wheelchairs, blood test strips for diabetes, crutches, and more. Federal investigators say he partnered with doctors and other medical professionals to charge for equipment that wasn't actually needed for patients. Well, will they or won't they? We're talking about a presidential election debate.
Now that Kamala Harris is the Democratic nominee, it's still unclear if former President Donald Trump will accept a debate with her. Julia Benbrook breaks down what a potential matchup could look like.
The back and forth here may feel familiar. We experienced it with the Trump-Biden matchup as well. And when the two did meet on the debate stage, it changed the course of this election.
One debate can change everything. Look. After President Joe Biden's poor performance during the CNN debate in June, calls for him to step out of the race surged. Several weeks later, he announced he was no longer seeking re-election.
I revere this office, but I love my country more. It's been the honor of my life to serve as your president.
Now the debate over debates is back. When former President Donald Trump was running against Biden, he said he'd debate anytime, any place, agreeing to a second debate hosted by ABC on September 10th. But his message about facing off against Vice President Kamala Harris has been less clear.
I haven't agreed to anything. I agreed to a debate with Joe Biden.
Harris has accused Trump of backpedaling, writing, "It's interesting how any time, any place becomes one specific time, one specific safe space."
As the saying goes, if you got something to say,
Trump is now proposing a debate hosted by Fox News instead, writing, "I'll see her on September 4th, or I won't see her at all." On Wednesday, Trump said this, signaling he might be open to a compromise, but did not offer any specifics.
We'll be debating her, I guess, in the pretty near future. It's going to be announced fairly soon, but we'll be debating her.
Harris says that she will be at the previously agreed upon debate hosted by ABC on September 10th. A source familiar with the matter tells our team that it's their understanding that airtime will be given to whichever candidate shows up. Reporting at the White House, I'm Julia Benbrook.
The Coeur d'Alene School District recently sent out this memo to parents that details the changes they're going to be making to safety busing. It'll affect 7 different schools and over 100 kids in total.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Some injury lawyers you see on TV aren't even from here. They could be in Texas, California,
or even worse, Florida.
Local representation matters.
Good luck getting attention from 1,000 miles away.
Call the advocates.
We're here for you, not way over there for you.
Gold has retained its value throughout history.
And at Wendell Ford, winning Spokane's best new car dealership is both a great honor and value we treasure.
And right now, enjoy 0 down, no payments for 90 days, and 0% APR on select models.
Let me repeat, 0 down, no payments for 90 days, and 0% APR on select models.
Go for the gold with Wendell Ford.
Because this offer won't last forever.
Wendell Ford, at the Y on North Division.
Home. It's both a place and a feeling. At yours, you strive to make new memories, create traditions, share stories, find the fun, embrace the surprises, and celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
Visit Fred's Appliance today and explore unbeatable deals. Transform your laundry routine with the Electrolux laundry set. Save $1,100 on the set and enjoy a buy one, get one pedestal. Instant savings of an additional $270. Experience superior cleaning and energy efficiency, making laundry day a breeze with Electrolux. Steam technology gently lifts dirt and stains, while the Lux Care wash system ensures a thorough clean with every cycle. At Fred's, we sell appliances. Only appliances.
You know what I've learned from playing soccer? Play as a team, outwit your opponent, and never give up.
You know what I've learned from being a lawyer? Play as a team, outwit your opponent, never give up.
No wonder we work so well together.
Yeah.
Next DT.
Yeah, let's birth this baby.
From the morning show to the White Lotus, your star-studded sneak peek at must-see new TV.
I'm having a ball.
Next DT.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
The power of Latino voters is growing in Washington, but what matters most to them in our community? I'm Kirsten O'Connor. In our For the People coverage, we explore those concerns and the barriers that some say silence their vote. Thursday on 4 News Now at 6.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
The Coeur d'Alene School District is making changes to bus routes at several schools, and over 100 students will be affected.
The district is making those changes to its safety busing program, which is used for kids who live close to their school but need transportation because of their age or safety. Derek Strom has more on which schools are affected and why the district is making these changes.
The Coeur d'Alene School District provides what it calls safety busing for kids that live within 1.5 miles of the school that they attend. But because of a recent audit by the State Department of Education, it's had to make changes to its safety busing procedures, and 7 schools' safety busing routes have been affected. Coeur d'Alene schools will still provide transportation for kids living more than 1.5 miles away from the school they attend, but the district is making big changes to its safety busing program that provides busing for kids that live within 1.5 miles of their school but need transportation because of their age or safety. That means there will still be dozens of students district-wide that won't be able to ride the bus this year, and it will affect elementary, middle, and high schools.
So as much as we worked as a safety busing committee to try and get everyone included that we could, in some cases that we were just unable to articulate that there was a safety issue for that person to still maintain a place on the bus.
Gandy says the committee gave each route a score that changed depending on how safe it is. He says they looked at many different factors, including how dangerous the street is to cross and how safe it would be in inclement weather.
We had the ability to say, I'm sorry to the state, we're not making kids cross train tracks, we're not making kids cross freeways, we're not making kids cross, 4-lane highways where cars rip down the street at, 60, 70 miles an hour.
For parents whose kids no longer qualify for safety busing, the district is encouraging those parents to form carpools or go over safe walking routes to school. Any parents with questions about the changes can call the district's transportation department. In Coeur d'Alene, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
Well, if you're wondering whether the Department of Education has worked out all the new kinks with FAFSA, we're now learning there will be a soft launch of the site on October 1st. That should allow for testing and error correction. After that, the plan is to make the FAFSA application available to all families by December 1st for the 2025-2026 school year.
Volunteers are busy stuffing backpacks for the Salvation Army's 15th annual Backpacks for Kids drive. It is a huge undertaking. They need to pack up student supplies for 4,000 new backpacks ahead of the start of the school year. These backpacks benefit families whose budgets are stretched to the limits, and it also helps set students up for success in the classroom.
We have paper products, we have spiral notebooks and filler paper. We have a little box of pens and pencils. We have some colored pencils in some of them, crayons in some.
The backpack giveaway will happen next Wednesday, August 14th from 9 until 3.
Well, another back-to-school giveaway, happening this Saturday features school supplies and new kicks. The Spokane Eastside Reunion Association partnered with The Way to Justice to put on the event. It's happening at Underhill Park on Hartson Avenue from noon to 3:30. In addition to giving away 4,000 pairs of shoes, there will be a free lunch, field games, face painters, balloon animals, a watermelon eating contest, and more. For more information on both of these drives, you can visit our website at KXLY.com.
And we're keeping a close eye on a brush fire that started in Davenport. It started today along Hawk Creek Road in Lincoln County. Right now, it's about 5 acres. Our meteorologist Matt Gray was tracking air support above this fire earlier this afternoon. He tells us a large part of the air support contingent has broken off, which is a good sign. There's no word yet on how it started. And another fire burning in Gem County, Idaho, now prompting mandatory evacuations. Take a look at this new video from the Paddock Fire. The Bureau of Land Management in Idaho reports the fire has already scorched over 60,000 acres. Firefighters have no containment so far, and there's no word on what started the fire. We do know this area of Idaho had some lightning strikes earlier this week.
All right, you are taking a live look over downtown Spokane right now. You can see some of those hazy skies that are still kind of hanging around the area. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker.
We are going to see some improvement in that wildfire haze tomorrow. Our winds are going to be picking up, which may cause some headaches for firefighters and certainly any new fire starts. Our Thursday planner, first I want to draw your attention to our average high 86 tomorrow. It's starting to go down. That average high peaks at 87, and this is our first day where it's going to start going down slowly at first, and then it really drops. We're heading up to a high of 88. Mostly sunny skies the first part of the day, and then partly cloudy conditions in the afternoon. Winds, meanwhile, our forecast wind gusts starting off at 6 o'clock in the morning, and already starting to see a breeze developing around the region out of the northeast, and that is going to help usher in some clearer air, push some of the wildfire smoke that's creating that haze out of the region. It's going to remain breezy right on through the evening before winds die down overnight. It'll be a breezy day on Friday as well. Thursday's high temperatures will be in the 80s. In Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, Sandpoint, and St. Mary's. 89 in Pullman, 91 degrees in Ritzville, right around the Spokane area. Temperatures in the 80s and 90s. I'll be back with your weekend forecast plus Wildlife Wednesday photos just a few minutes. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Well, WSU has its first fall scrimmage Saturday, but they will be without one of their best players.
Yeah, wide receiver Carlos Hernandez dealing with a foot injury.
Yeah, head coach Jake Dicker gave us an update today, including how soon Hernandez could return. That's coming up next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Inland Imaging.
Have you worked or enjoyed the outdoors in Lincoln County before 2014? You may have been exposed to harmful Libby amphibole asbestos. Get your free asbestos health screening today. Don't wait. Early detection is key. Contact the Card Clinic at libbyasbestos.org.
What makes a Subaru certified pre-owned vehicle better than an average vehicle?
It starts with longevity. 97% of Subaru vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. Every certified pre-owned Subaru gets a 152-point inspection where anything that doesn't meet our high standards is repaired or replaced.
If you're in the market for a Subaru, don't compromise on quality or affordability. Come see our huge selection of vehicles and receive your no-problem customer service at Parker Subaru in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
Adventure, culture, and fine wine await you in the Lewis Clark Valley, less than 2 hours south of Spokane. Tour some of the world's most spectacular wilderness, beauty, and wildlife in Hell's Canyon. Experience the region's rich and diverse culture and history. Savor award-winning Lewis Clark Valley wines and delicious culinary creations from a variety of local wineries and fine dining establishments. Visit lewisclarkvalley.com and plan your destination getaway today.
Life is an opportunity to grow, to feel, to excel. Life moves at its own pace, daring you to keep up. Life pushes you to be better and to go farther. Life has you here. We're just here to help.
Do you like this one? I think this is my favorite. Okay. Hon, what do you think of this one?
When it's time for an update or complete remodel, Rebath is with you every step of the way.
Wow, is this going to be ready in time for the baby?
Absolutely. From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,500 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Have you worked or enjoyed the outdoors in Lincoln County before 2014? You may have been exposed to harmful Libby amphibole asbestos. Get your free asbestos health screening today. Don't wait. Early detection is key. Contact the Card Clinic at libbyasbestos.org.
Welcome back. Washington State football has its first fall scrimmage on Saturday, but the Cougs will be a little short-handed.
Wide receiver Carlos Hernandez will sit out with a foot injury. Sports director Julian Minenzone joins us. And Julian, how long is Hernandez expected to be out?
Well, head coach Jake Dickert said he'll be out for at least the foreseeable future. He had surgery on his foot yesterday, but the Cougs are hoping he comes back sooner than later. You know, actually, the doctors sent me the x-ray. Let's take a look. You know, guys, Hernandez should be back in no time because he has that dog in him. Get it? See the dog there in the x-ray? All right, so guys, I got to confess, this is not the actual x-ray of Hernandez's injury. Shocking, I know. In fact, not even of his foot. I had to put a positive spin on this somehow. But in all seriousness, Hernandez's surgery went pretty well. He will be in a cast for the next 3 to 4 weeks, which means he will most likely miss the season opener against Portland State. But after that, Coach Dickert said it really depends on how Hernandez responds to treatment and rehab. As much as a wide receiver needs their hands, they also need their feet. Coach Dickert, or should I say Dr. Dickert, said Hernandez is already itching to get back on the field.
He wants to be out there tomorrow, but hopefully we'll get that cast off in due time, and then he'll be progressing back. You know, obviously a foot surgery on a wide receiver is a little bit different. So, you know, his mindset is preparing to be back as soon as we can.
Let's hope for his sake and Coug fans' sake that he is back as soon as possible. Hernandez was a starter last season and is expected to be a major part of the offense this year. Now, one guy who will need to step up in Hernandez's absence is Kyle Williams. Williams was already projected to be WSU's top receiver this season, and now there's even more pressure. Williams was named to the Biletnikoff Award watch list, which is given to the best receiver in college football. He had the most touchdowns and yards of any returning receiver for the Cougs. Spokane Velocity know how to keep the fans on the edge of their seats. They waited until the 87th minute to score the game-tying goal against South Georgia Tormenta on Sunday. Tonight, well, it would be another nail-biter. Velocity on the road against the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Now, after a scoreless first half, we go to the 49th minute. Velocity looking to attack, and check out this pivot pass from Josh Doling to Andre Lewis. A firecracker by Lewis gives Spokane the lead, and they would hang on to that lead. It would all they need is just that one goal right there. 1-0 was the final. They will return home to take on Northern Colorado Hailstorm FC on Tuesday. And in the meantime, I'll call Hernandez's doctor to get the actual x-rays of that foot. But let's hope he gets back sooner than later.
Yeah, for sure. They need it.
It was positive. That was cute. We did get it, Julian.
I got you.
Chris.
Oh, goodness gracious. We hit 91 degrees today. 86 is our average high. It was the 27th time this season we've hit 90 degrees or above. We average 21 days. There are a few more 90s in the 7-day forecast, but the 80s have them outnumbered. I'll explain after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I'm Mark Peterson. The Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union ready to take on our next job.
If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Donating your vehicle to UGM Motors is easy.
When you drop off a vehicle, you have to sign a paper of, I donated this vehicle, and that was the hardest part. And I didn't have to fill it out. They filled it out for me and had me sign it.
Your car, truck, RV, or motorcycle will provide food, shelter, job training, and recovery services at Union Gospel Mission.
I think it's a great service to the community.
Call 509-327-HELP to schedule a free pickup today.
I felt like there was just no answers to get out of the anxiety and the depression that I had.
Introducing Neurostim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances.
There's nothing better than just being able to enjoy life again.
Reach out to Neurostim TMS today and rediscover the light and joy in your life.
Get moving with Dan the Moving Man. You might know us as Dan the Piano Man, but times they're a-changin'. When it comes to piano moving, service, and storage, we're a local legend. And now we bring the same skills that built our reputation to every household move we make. Big moves, small moves, modern furniture, priceless heirlooms. For almost 50 years, our neighbors have trusted us with their treasures. We'll make your move easy and stress-free. Call today for a free estimate. Dan the Moving Man, 509-922-1085.
Tonight, the race for the White House is on. We're right there on the campaign trail. Plus, the deadly storm, tracking the devastation and where it's headed next. More Americans turn to World News Tonight with David Muir, the most watched newscast on television.
Hi, I'm Ken.
And I'm Donnie.
We lead the advocates.
The advocates fight for each of our injured clients. We take on big insurance and get big results.
We're both advocates, but we're very different from each other.
That's true.
I say potato, she says...
Potato.
Oh, I guess we're the same there.
Potato. Do people say that a different way?
Potato.
Who says it that way?
Never mind. Injured? You deserve an advocate.
4 News Now is brought to you by Fairway Floor.
Well, Wildlife Wednesday ahead.
Let's check in with Chris Crocker now to get a look at some of the crazy critters.
Oh, I do have a crazy critter from one of our, I was going to say crazy, but he's our favorite, one of our favorite photographers, Mark Boat. He says he gets out, he obviously takes such amazing pictures. He says he gets out on the trail at 5:30 in the morning, all by himself. It's the best time, and he says he woke this bear up. Doesn't seem like a good thing to do, but no. He said that it was just lovely to share the sunrise and the huckleberries with this beautiful sleepy bear just starting his day in North Idaho. Courtney Litwin was in North Idaho and captured this amazing image. She spotted actually a couple of barred owls, juveniles, hanging out, and she said they seemed to be more curious about her than she was about them, and this one flew right at her. And she was able to capture this amazing action shot. Just a beautiful photo. Courtney and Jay Hoover shared this picture of an adorable little moose calf hanging out near his house in 9 Mile. Sometimes the critters come to you, especially if you are lucky enough to live in one of those forested areas. Thank you so much for all the photos this week. Meanwhile, it is a beautiful evening in Spokane, 89 degrees, a little bit of a haze on the horizon, but not bad. Our air quality is in pretty good shape. 84 in Coeur d'Alene right now, looking over the Veterans Memorial Bridge. Those shadows are getting awfully long as we get closer and closer to fall. It's going to start happening very rapidly. Winds across the region are light, with one notable exception in Moses Lake, a little bit of a breeze at 19 miles per hour, but we are keeping an eye on our winds for tomorrow, especially in the Columbia Basin and around some of our area wildfires. We're going to see them picking up earlier in the day than they sometimes do. Will be by mid-morning, 13 mile per hour sustained winds, 20 to 25 mile per hour gusts, and those winds are going to continue right on through the evening and the first part of the overnight. Coming out of the northeast, our typical winds are from the southwest, so a little bit of a shift, and that is going to help push out some of our wildfire smoke. Temperatures over the next 7 days, a little above average for the next 4. We have a couple more 90-degree days in our forecast, and then we slip a little bit below Tuesday and Wednesday. We have not spent much time with below average temperatures so far this season. The 8 to 14-day forecast has us in that very light orange, so we do have a chance of above average temperatures, a trend toward above average precipitation, but it is such a dry month anyway that if we trend one way or another, it is not going to make a big difference. Your 7-day forecast in the 80s and low 90s. Overnight lows down in the 50s next week. Derek?
All right, Chris, thank you. In California, they call cougars mountain lions. Did you call them mountain lions growing up?
Growing up, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, and our producer, well, she's our assistant news director too in California. So a mountain lion cub was just found in the Oakland area and now has a new home at the local zoo. Briar is only about a month old.
Aww.
So sweet. They call him Briar because the markings on his fur look like a blackberry bush. And he was found walking alone down a road. Poor guy. Fish and Wildlife tried searching for his mom, but they had no luck. After a weekend, mountain lions, they're a little clumsy, huh? They typically live with their moms for the first 2 years of life to learn survival skills.
Poor little guy. All right, here is a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight as we head into another break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
When it's time to protect your home, call Everhart Painting, Spokane's premier painting contractor. Everhart Painting takes care of every detail and backs the results with their industry-leading warranty. Call now for our summer special. Everhart Painting, your painter for life.
The Gamma knife we have here in Spokane is the state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line Gamma knife that is available in the world.
The brain is high-priced real estate. It's very important for cognition, physical function. You only want to hit the tumor and give very, very little dose to the surrounding brain.
It's the only machine capable of delivering this type of precision and with almost no interruption in any of the other treatments that they need.
Not only is this the best radiation technology, but it's delivered by a caring team of professionals who have been doing this for decades.
Visit Fred's Appliance today and explore unbeatable deals. Revamp your laundry space with GE's top-of-the-line front-load laundry machine, each for just $749. Designed to deliver exceptional cleaning power and efficiency. With features like the Ultra Fresh Vent System with odor block, Microban antimicrobial technology to help prevent the growth of odor-causing bacteria. Say goodbye to musty smells and hello to fresh, clean laundry. At Fred's, we sell appliances. Only appliances.
My name is Stevie, and I work for my dad, Steve Stikowski, at SGX Jet Boats here in Orfino, Idaho, where we specialize in a shallow water aluminum jet boat. For us, it's more than just business, it's a legacy. You realize that it's all worth it because you're starting to see everything come to fruition. All of the hard work has paid off, and P1FCU is able to provide us with that security in knowing that our legacy is safe with them.
Life is an opportunity to grow, to feel, to excel. Life moves at its own pace, daring you to keep up. Life pushes you to be better and to go farther. Life has you here. We're just here to help.
When it's time to protect your home, call Everhart Painting, Spokane's premier painting contractor. Everhart Painting takes care of every detail and backs the results with their industry-leading warranty. Call now for our summer special. Everhart Painting, your painter for life.
4 News Now is brought to you by UFCW Local 3000.
Well, coming up tonight on Nightside, loan debt for many Americans is piling up and many are drowning in payments. Tonight, we will reveal the pitfalls and best practices for a new trend where people are tapping into their home's equities to pay the bills. That's at 11.
There's one more look at the 7-day forecast in case you haven't memorized it. There'll be a test later. 88 tomorrow, 89 on Friday.
Look at Tuesday and Wednesday, though. Down into the lower 80s and overnight lows in the 50s.
I'm excited. Yeah, that's going to feel good.
Yeah, for sure.
you know, my Gigi had to wear pants today to school. And of course her teacher was like, we have shorts here, right? She's gonna need them. It's not cool enough yet.
No.
Maybe by next week.
Right.
Especially in the mornings. 50s in the morning, you might want some pants.
Thanks for being with us.